Welcome back to the channel, guys. So I felt compelled this morning to upload something in response to a video that Kripp made that I just saw this morning. I'll put the link to the video in the show notes, the video description below. So basically, Kripp uploaded a clip called "Is Mysterious Challenger OP?" And in it, I'm just going to summarize here. I'd really encourage you to watch the video yourself. Follow the link, go watch the video, see for yourself what he says. But in summary, he says that the card is not fun to play against. That Mysterious Challenger, as you can see on the screen, is the best card to come out of TGT. And that playing it on curve with any sort of board basically ends the game for the Paladin's opponent. And also that... thanks to stats that botters have put up online, the botters stats show that Paladins have more than 50% win rate when they have bots, and the bots just grind the ladder over and over again. This is really a response to that video. I'm not going to criticize what he says, because I agree with a lot of what he says, but I think the direction from which he's coming is a little bit. I think he's coming from a slightly different direction that I would come at it. So let's hop on in. Before we proceed, so you can see the card here. It says battle cry, put one of each secret from your battle onto the deck. It's a 6 for a 6/6. It's a Paladin card. Okay, let's move on. So really responding to what Kripp is saying, I wanted to look at the risk-reward of playing a card such as Mysterious Challenger. What is the risk-reward? Oops. Sorry, pardon me. Pardon me for the rush. Sorry, apologies in advance for the rush job. This is something that I really felt like I needed to get out. Okay, so this is how I like to think about cards and whether they're strong or not in Hearthstone. I like to look at the card and say, what are the risks associated with including that card in your deck, and what are the rewards associated? So let's have a look here. And I apologize again that this slide is really dense. It's going to get easier from here. Just keep with me for now. Just try and bear with it for now. So we'll start with the risks. To make it work, because it pulls out secrets from your deck, and Pally secrets are 1-mana secrets, you need to include many 1-mana secrets in your deck. So it lowers your overall deck value. I mean, the lower your deck value, the more work a Mysterious Challenger can get done. This is doubly so if you have 2 Mysterious Challengers in your deck. As an analog, as a corollary to that, you might mulligan into secrets, just secrets in the early game. I very much saw this happening at the Hearthstone World Championships. I think 1 or 2 players they ran Secrets Paladins, like one of the Chinese players, and in the mid game they just drew secrets, and they were basically dead cards. So and yeah, see here I've written most Pally secrets interact with minions, and if you only draw secrets and you don't draw minions, you sort of get boned. Your early game is gone, your mid game is gone. So there's a lot of RNG involved. So again, you might change or number these secrets in the mid game, weakening your mid game very much so. You are somewhat weak to Kazan. I've played a little bit of Kazan on the ladder, just against Secrets Mage, Freeze Mage, and Challenger. And Kazan is decent against if they play a Noble Sack or an Avenge, it's a decent swing. But Kazan doesn't work when they drop a Mysterious Challenger with 5 secrets. You're very weak to Hunter's Flare. So if you don't know, Hunter's Flare is a 2-mana card that destroys all of your opponent's secrets. So if you drop the Challenger and you get flared, you essentially lose a ton of value and you lose a ton of cards. It's as if you burnt the cards. You milled those 5 cards. Mysterious Challenger, so I'm going to abbreviate for MC, is vulnerable to BGH in certain situations. Kripp mentions this in his video as well, where if there's only 1 Challenger on the board, and say you're a rogue or you're a warrior with a weapon, you swing at the face, you swing at the Pally's face, the get down gets popped, the get down gives Avenge to the Mysterious Challenger, and then the get down comes back. You can BGH the Mysterious Challenger like it's a very clean turn for you if you have BGH in your deck, if you have access to that in your card pool. Okay, so those are the risks that I can think of. Obviously, I'm missing things. Please give me feedback. Please let me know what you think might fit in the sides of these tables. So let's look at the rewards. Mysterious Challenger. So Mysterious Challenger on turn 6 is insane. We all know that. A 6/6 that draws and plays 5 cards from your deck. Yeah? So that's given. And another reward to playing MC is you thin your deck. So what it essentially does is it pulls 5 cards out of your deck that you probably don't want to draw anyway. And so thereby it makes your deck smaller, and it increases the chances that you'll draw into something relevant, say Divine Favor or a Dr. Boom or a Tyrion or whatever else you decide to put in your deck. So it has the effect of making your end game very powerful. Your end game draws, the percentage chance that they will draw really powerful, really awesome things that will change the game. It essentially makes your deck from a 30 card deck into a 25 card deck, given that you can play it on turn 6. And finally, having a lot of secrets in your deck enables Secret Keeper synergies. And, Secret Keeper on turn 1, I'm sure you guys have all seen this. Secret Keeper turn 1, coin secret, and then turn 2, secret. And, if one of those secrets is a get down, you're basically done for. So, yes, these Secret Keeper synergies can result in basically an unstoppable early game. Again, I'm going to reiterate, I don't play the deck. I play against the deck. I've played against the deck a lot. And these are the things that I've realized. Okay, let's move on. So what do you think? What do I think? Sorry. In my opinion, looking at that table, just thinking about it for the very short time that I had before putting this video up, I think the risk-reward metric for Mysterious Challenge is okay. I don't think it's a broken card. I don't think it's unreasonable. I definitely don't think it's the best card coming out of TGT. Maybe it's a little strong for what it does. Maybe it could be a 5/5, 5/6 for 6 and does the same thing. But let me know, because So I think it's okay. So let's move on. What's the next thing? So what is the actual issue with Secrets Pally? So people, if we come to the conclusion that Mysterious Challenger is balanced, then what about the deck makes it? What about the deck makes Kripp say it's unfair or unfun to play against? I really believe that if we accept that MC is balanced, I wish the abbreviation, the first 2 letters weren't the same as mind control. Anyway, if we go with the assumption that the MC is balanced, then we have to assume that there's a core issue with the deck archetype. And Kripp sort of alluded to this in his video, talking about how strong aggro Pally is, and I really want to highlight that here, because what is making Secrets Pally OP? My answer is a very strong early game. Secrets Pally pushes out onto the board with very strong early game drops. Now with double Secret Keeper, that gets, I already talked about how it gets out of control. And it really feels it's really oppressive. It feels really oppressive against control and mid-range decks. Like you really, like if like I said before, in the situation where they get a Secret Keeper out on turn 1, coin secret, turn 2 minibot, turn 3 muster, turn 4 shredder, turn 5 knife juggler, muster again, turn 6 Dr. 6. Yeah, and apologies, I'm going to call it Dr. 6 every once in a while. This is what I'm used to thinking about it as, but it's not Dr. 6. I don't think of Mysterious Challenger as anywhere near the level of imbalance that Dr. 6 has. I mean Dr. 7, Dr. Boom, sorry. Okay, so let's actually look at the strong cards in the aggro Pally list. Like I mentioned before, Secret Keeper, Shielded Minibot, Knife Juggler, Divine Favor, Unleash the Dudes, Muster for Battle, and the best forward, Piloted Shredder. Now, I honestly believe, in my personal opinion, that the risk-reward metric for many of these cards, so the same table we did at the start of the slideshow, that the risk-reward metric is off for many of these cards. And I'm happy to talk about it, but I don't play Paladin. I'd really love to hear what people think who do play Paladin and who play more of the game than I do. I really think that some of these cards are problematic. And just talking about that really strong early game, they push out with Secret Keeper and some secrets, Shielded Minibot, Knife Juggler, Muster, you're out of cards, Divine Favor, Piloted Shredder up, and then, if you get a good Divine Favor, you're basically guaranteed to have a Dr. 6 in your hand. You drop it on 6, you have a couple of guys left over from Muster, you might have a Minibot left over, your game's done. So the real issue here is that the Paladin's strong early game enables the Mysterious Challenger win condition. The Mysterious Challenger, I honestly believe that it's a win condition for the deck, because once you drop that card and you thin your deck, and then you start picking up Dr. Boom and Tyrion, it's basically over. There's really no counterplay to that, unless you want to put in, say, a Deathwing, or you want to play Flare Hunter, and even Flare, you could play Flare Hunter with Unleash. There are ways to play around it, but there are fewer ways to play around the strong early aggro pally list. So let's move on. So in response to Kripp, so I've been doing this throughout the video, but is MC the absolute best card out of TGT? I don't think so. It has many weaknesses. There's counterplays. Once people get more familiar with the lists, I think they can figure out how to play against. Is Secrets Pally not fun to play against? I think so. Like, aggro decks often are. Like losing to Face Hunter is very, makes you very salty. It's part of the game. There was I just remember that Ben Brode talked about this in one of the videos. I looked around for the what actual video it was, but I can't seem to find it. Maybe some of you guys can help me track it down. But playing against aggro, he said something along the lines of, when you face up against aggro hunter or whatever, you're just trying to keep up. You're just trying to keep your head above water, and then at some point they're going to run out of resources, and you're going to come through in the end. The issue with Pally here is that, well, they go aggro and they have Divine Favor. You're sort of done. Like, they don't run out of resources, and even if they don't have the Divine Favor in the deck or in their hand, if they drop a Doctor 6, then they increase the chances of them finishing the game with Doctor 7. Doctor 8, which is Tyrion, and whatever else you want to put in the deck. So I think the real core issue with what Kripp brought up this morning is aggro, the aggro side of Pally, the cards that enable Pally to be so strong in the early game. And I think that's really where I'm trying to direct your attention and direct Blizzard's attention, because it's easy to target one card and say, oh, this card is broken as hell. But really, you got to think about whether the card actually has a balanced risk. I keep going to risk reward. This is really how I like to think about the game and the cards in the game. Whether the card has a balanced risk reward calculation, and what else might be enabling it. Okay, so ultimately, should MC exist as a card? Again, I want to say the card itself is pretty balanced. The issue is aggro Pally seems a little bit imbalanced. And I want to reiterate, it's up to us and the developers to keep an eye on these imbalances and really, raise them and have a dialogue instead of just being salty. I think being salty is pretty unproductive and pretty I don't think Blizzard is interested in hearing your cries of agony. If you're just going to complain and not actually have any feedback, then you're basically wasting their time. So where to next? What should we do? Like I said, Blizzard will be responsive. Will be responsive. I like to believe they will be responsive to reasoned arguments. I'm pretty sure they don't enjoy having salt thrown in their faces. I'd encourage everyone to be vocal about the cards, which they feel that the risk reward is off. Be reasoned, use examples, and we can bring change into this game. That I love the game. I love the game. I want the game to be good. Blizzard obviously loves the game and wants the game to be good. If we have a dialogue that's constructive, we can make a game that's better for everybody instead of just being angry. I don't think being angry is helpful at all. Okay, so I think we're done. No, one more. In conclusion, so yeah, just to recap what I said for the last, I've been probably pretty ranty for 20 minutes. I think that MC is fair. I think that the aggro Pally list, the early half of the aggro Pally list can be a little oppressive. But I'd encourage everyone to be constructive and thoughtful. And, if you like what I'm saying, if you have things to add, feel free to tweet me or post a video response or whatever. The most important thing is to generate some dialogue and have a constructive conversation. Stay away from the salt, guys. The salt is not going to help. Have a constructive conversation and really use reasoned arguments, use examples. And I think we can really make the game as we can bring the game to a place where, not everyone's always going to be happy, but more people will be happy than before. All right. So I think I'm done. So again, check the video descriptions for the references, for video references and whatnot. Okay, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this sort of different style of video that I rushed out this morning. All right, hope you guys have a lovely day, and I will see you guys next time. No Dust signing off.